All right, it's the rundown. Thursday, April 27th, brought to you by High Noon. High Noon, you should know about High Noon by now. Real vodka, real juice. It's a hard seltzer, and it's made with real vodka, not malt like all these other hard seltzers. And guess what? It's getting warm out. New York City, walking around New York City right now, you could feel the springtime. You could feel the sun. The summer's coming, and there's no better drink with the warm weather than a High Noon. Whether, draft tonight, I feel like it's the perfect. You're going to watch the draft, have some High Noons with it. And they're just delicious. They're just quite frankly delicious. I like the watermelon. I like the pineapple. I like the tequila ones too. The strawberry is delicious. I like them all. High Noon is it's an incredible drink. And when I go out, it is my drink of choice. You could look for them on Drizly or at your local convenience or liquor store, or you can visit highnoonspirits.com to find it near you. Only 100 calories, gluten-free, no added sugar, a bunch of awesome flavors. High Noon, go check them out. We got a Zoom rundown today because the office is taken over by the NFL draft show. Got a couple of New Orleansers. What is the I don't know of whatever you're called, but Mintzy, Megan Makin Money. What's up?
What's up, Tommy? How are you?
What's up, Tommy?
I'm good. Yeah, guys, you're in the city. How's it feel to be in NYC?
Said he's buzzing after the Knicks win last night. It was pretty exciting to be here. It's only like my fourth time up to the city, so good Italian food, a Knicks win. Feels like maybe I live here at this point.
I think it's fun coming back after I lived here for 2 years because I hadn't been in the office since mid-January, and it like almost kind of feels like an event when I come back to the office maybe. And it's just not something that I took for granted because I used to come in here. Well, I used to come in, half the month usually, but that was more than I do now. And so it's been great being back. Weather's awesome. And then like you said, I mean, the Knicks win last night, Rangers Devil series going on. I mean, New York is really, really popping right now.
Yeah, the office is like more filled than it's ever been. It's like you guys here busting with the boys, Castellano, like a bunch of people here that are not usually here. Brings a great energy to the office. I love to see it. But yeah, NBA playoffs. We'll start with the Knicks since we mentioned it. As the number one New York Knicks fan on the planet, I feel go New York, go New York, go. That's what I always sing when they win. Go New York, go New York, go. Just mop the floor with the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell, we wanted to trade for him this offseason. No, we didn't. We don't need Donovan Mitchell. We got Jalen Brunson. Just a very easy series. And like you guys said, that New York, I think, speaking as a New Yorker, I think the Knicks bring the city together and more energized than any other team. I think the Yankees are number two, but I think the issue with the Yankees is there are a lot of Met fans too. There's no fucking Net fans anywhere besides Frank the Tank.
Well, times they are changing. This is a team with no pride, no heart, and they're an absolute fucking joke and disgrace of organization. Goodbye, Brooklyn.
So the city really rallies around the Knicks. Like they play at the Garden in Madison Square Garden, Penn Station, right there in the heart of the city. They just make this city come alive in an unreal way.
Yeah, I loved the video last night of everybody going to MSG, getting rowdy and celebrating. And, I'm actually happy for Knicks fans. I know a lot of people on Twitter are like, oh, act like you've been there before. The hell with that. Dude, the Knicks have won like 2 playoff series the last 15 years.
Yeah,
and
they haven't
got
really
such a loyal, diehard fan base. If they want to get fired up because they won a first-round series in 5 games, then damn right they should.
Megan?
No, I would agree with that. I mean, I've already kind of put my take on it, that it brings the city to life. And I mean, as you said, it just makes everything electric. And as you said again, that the Knicks are really, so many distracting noises in this office. The Knicks are really the only team that
what could possibly be distracting in this office?
There's just lots of noises. My ADD is definitely getting to me today, but that's neither here nor there.
I actually
but yeah,
do hear Frank outside yelling right now.
Frank, there's drills. I can hear Mintzy next door. So I mean, just a little bit of everything. But I'm happy to be here, and this is New York City after all. So should probably get used to all the noises.
And they'll be playing the Heat, who knocked off the Bucks in 5 last night. OT came down from down 16 points. Grayson Allen, just an all-time bonehead move at the end where just not paying attention to the clock, basically. Giannis, after the game, had headlines because he had this long quote where a reporter was like, is this season a failure? And he said, you asked me this last season. If you don't get promoted every year, is your job a failure? No, like there's more to life. Michael Jordan only won 6 of his 15 years. Just an awful quote from. I know everyone's sucking his dick for this quote. I hate this quote from Giannis. As a Yankee fan, I'm very much the Steinbrenner championship or bust mentality. If a Yankee said this after losing, I'd smash my fucking phone against the wall. But I could understand it if like they lost in the finals, even if they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe to the Celtics or something. But to say this when you're the number 1 seed and you lose in 5 games to the 8 seed and you blow 2 pretty awful games back to back, that's a failure of a season.
Not to mention the fact that the one game they did win was Giannis was out. So it's like we're talking to Giannis about pretty much a playoff that he wasn't a part of.
I think he's just trying to do the mental gymnastics thing to try to spin anything he can possibly to justify it in his head. But it's a disaster. I mean, they were the favorite. They were plus 225 to win the NBA championship going to the playoffs, and you get beat 4-1 by an 8 seed. I mean, I don't even know if I can spin zone that positively if I'm him.
Jimmy Butler might be him, as the kids say.
Dude, in the playoff, Jimmy Butler is a real thing, man. He just takes him 98 points the last 2 games. 56 and 42. He's a man. Crazy.
So Knicks Heat predictions.
I'm just right now I'm in New York City. I got Knicks fever, baby. I think, maybe Knicks in 5.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think this thing could go 7 and it's going to be like an old school knockdown drag out. But the Knicks do have the home court advantage. So I'll say Knicks in 7. But I love it. You said the throwback to the 90s. I still remember Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley and, all those like 90 to 85 games. And I think it's really cool nostalgic wise, like 25 years later to have this.
Yeah, I'm going Knicks in 4. Otherwise, last night we had Grizzlies beating the Lakers to extend the series. Warriors go up 3-2 on the Kings. Any takeaways from those games?
I was traveling, so I didn't go to watch either. So
the Grizzlies thing, everybody's written them off and they're down 3-1. They beat the hell out of the Lakers. Do they have the shot here at all to come back?
Or yeah, I mean, you win one. You win one game in LA, and then you got Game 7 on your home court.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's kind of putting them in their grave, but this thing's not over yet. The other one's over. Golden State was down 2-0. They won the 2 home games. Now they get the road game when De'Aaron Fox, who was supposed to be out with a broken finger, still gave Sacramento a great effort. That one, I mean, Sacramento had to win the home game in Game 5. Now they're going to go to Golden State. I think they're done. I'd say the Grizzlies have a better shot. But honestly, Tommy, conspiracy theory, how bad does the NBA want a Lakers-Warriors series next year?
So bad.
I mean, I feel like that's a factor here.
Yeah, I mean, all season long, I feel like we heard a lot about the young guns, the young teams, the Kings, Grizzlies up and coming, but we're a couple wins away from just having LeBron, Steph Curry, Lakers, Warriors. Like they're not done quite yet, which would be awesome.
And then one other thing, too, look at the potential 4 series. I mean, Heat, Knicks, the old school throwback. Celtics, if they take care of the Hawks tonight, it's Game 6. We could have a Celtics 76ers with the Doc Rivers stuff and the pretty old school rivalry. Nuggets Suns is fascinating, and potentially Lakers Warriors. I mean, I don't know how the NBA could ask for more as far as matchups.
No, it's unbelievable. I think if we could get like a dream, if you have like Knicks Celtics in the and Suns, either Warriors or Lakers, you get either KD versus old team or KD versus LeBron in the West. Like then I'll say the Nuggets, we could get the Nuggets out of here. I don't fucking care about Jokic or like the Nuggets don't belong. They do belong in the sense that they're the best team, but from like a storyline.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. For ratings,
right? They don't fit the Tommy narrative.
Yeah, like here, like Nuggets. Can you take into account what I want to watch? Nuggets. Like I'm not interested in watching you guys like play anymore. Like lose to the Suns and let's just get superstars, superstar city.
Let's send memos out to them all. Tommy says no.
I feel like the NBA ref officials might get this memo.
I'll call Adam. Absolutely. NHL playoffs. Panthers beat the Bruins. Kraken beat the Avalanche. I have absolutely nothing on this.
I just want to say
I got my brags tonight. God, family, New York Rangers hockey tied with New York Knicks basketball.
Okay. Well, I just quick on the Bruins. I mean, they're the best team in NHL history with the most points during the season, but there's no sport where the regular season means less to the playoffs than hockey. Hockey playoffs are anarchy every year. The seeds don't mean anything. Nobody ever knows what the hell is going to happen. And even though the Bruins are still up 3-2 in control, but they're having a little more trouble. And then, Tommy, you mentioned it, Rangers, Devils. I mean, what's going on here? The road team's 4-0 in this series? It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, when it's two teams that play, 20 minutes away from each other. I feel like the home ice doesn't matter as much.
But the Rangers blew gold. I mean, up 2-0 going back to MSG. Just need to win one to get the 3-1 and have control.
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't our best couple games, but we'll be back out on the ice tonight. We're going to skate hard, skate fast, and I think we're gonna win.
Well, one interesting thing on this too is Frank the Tank, who will be tickling the ivory and the piano in the NFL draft show with the Rangers Devils on in the War Room. There's potential for fireworks here.
I want to say that New York is not back because, I mean, did it ever leave? But it feels like New York's back with the Rangers, with the Knicks. I mean, I don't know if the Yankees can do anything this year, unfortunately for you, Tommy, but
yeah, it's the first time in I forget how long, maybe 29 years or something, that almost every team, all 9 teams in the metro area made the playoffs except the Jets. 8 out of the 9 teams have made the playoffs in 365 days.
That could change now with Aaron Rodgers on the docket.
Yeah, I was gonna say they just got Aaron Rodgers, so New York's on the up and up.
Up and up. New York's back, baby.
Jerry Springer, R.I.P., passed away from cancer, 79. Just a legend. I mean, just one of the most, I feel like, iconic pop culture figures where just his name, just Jerry.
Yeah, let's get a Jerry chant. Jerry.
Just that alone is it's iconic, very sad.
Yeah, cancer sucks. That's all I can only take.
Yeah, hot take.
Megan, you were really big. You were a really big Jerry Springer fan growing up.
Yeah, I was. My mom, I was the youngest, so I was kind of the forgotten child. So I would just sit in front of the TV and eat my nacho Lunchables and watch Jerry Springer, and learned a lot about life from Jerry.
I feel the youngest is usually not forgotten. I feel like you're like the princess.
No, not in my family. It's weird. It's the opposite.
How many siblings?
I'm the youngest of 4.
Yeah, okay, yeah. By then they're probably over it.
Yeah, they're so over it. Raise yourself. So Jerry raised me.
Well, did you learn any fatherhood lifelong lessons from Jerry? Did you
yeah, he always had the quotes at the end of the show, just be good to your people and good to your family, and good karma will come back to you. I mean, every show was a different message. So I mean, Jerry really had 365 days times however many years he was doing this worth of positive messages for us all. Fatherly advice, if you will. Don't date whores.
That was beautiful. So that was a story that hit close to home for Megan. A story that hits close to home to me as a Fordham alum. There was a vicious goose terrorizing students at Fordham. Very funny video. Great song in the TikTok too, where it's like a goose is on the loose. There's a quote from a student being like, I heard screams outside my window. I looked outside, saw a girl. At first it was funny, but then she hurt her wrist and now she's in a brace. Geese are terrifying creatures. And I'll tell you what, Fordham has a lot of critters. We had like these pure black squirrels at Fordham that very unique looking, because obviously squirrels are gray. They're like pure black squirrels that I think were the result of like a biology class experiment, went wrong, and now it's just they're infiltrated and they're way less afraid of human beings than the typical gray squirrel. So Fordham, a bit of a scary campus with some of these critters at times.
Especially at nighttime. I mean, imagine a goose coming, just darting after you get back from the bar.
No, I can't. They're mean. They're mean-looking animals.
But what would you do if a goose were to attack you? Would you run? Would you stand up to it? Would that be animal cruelty?
No, I am one of the bigger pussies in the world. I would run away from that thing. So what am I gonna do? Fight a goose? I wouldn't even want to fight like a human being.
I don't know how you would go about fighting a goose.
I'm terrified too, because I feel like they're just so unpredictable.
Oh yeah, they're the most predictable bird. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would be running right behind you, Tommy. I'm kind of scared as well.
And then I'd run faster than the both of you, and so one of you gets eaten by the goose.
The video is great.
There's a really funny viral tweet that's strangling a goose gotta feel better than opioids. I just know.
I wasn't gonna lie. I thought about just taking it by the neck and just but yeah. I just feel like that's just.
I'm even scared of. I don't know. I don't think maybe they're not as much as an issue down south, but pigeons. I'm fucking petrified of pigeons, and there's
everywhere in New York.
There's so many in Manhattan, and it just takes one fucking pigeon with the screw loose who wants to make a name for himself and attack one human being, and I'm dead. I avoid pigeons like the plague in New York City.
Aren't weren't they originally like domesticated birds that like someone like let out and now are just like everywhere? But can't you like teach pigeons? Like I think they have like a really good memory, and like I'm pretty sure, I could be lying, it might not be
I
pigeons,
thought they were
but
originally government spies.
well, I mean that too. And I think that's what
There's
they
that
train
theory as
to
well.
be government spies.
The only thing I have to add, seeing the Goose Terrace Fordham brings up a story I heard this week about my buddy that passed. Is real sad, but so there was a creep of the week thing in the Reveille in the LSU student paper, and someone was stealing goats from the Ag X at LSU, and it turned out to be my buddy stole like 5 goats and was just placing them randomly in people's yards and houses, and he did it to one of his friends the night before his final, and the friend just lost his mind. And when he came back from the final, there were investigators from the AgX there saying, "Why'd you steal this goat?" And he's like, "I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It showed up." And they were like, "Well, actually, it was a lamb." My buddy was stealing.
Actually, it was a lamb.
Actually, it was a lamb. But he literally stole like 5 goats and made the creep of the week and was just pranking people, putting goats in people's houses and yards.
Have you ever made the creep of the week?
I feel like I'm almost made it with that hip video with the training about Megan, because I watched that and that did look kind of creepy and kind of made me cringe.
Oh, the one where you're dancing behind her at the bar?
No. It was like one where I was doing like a hip thrust and like smiling like that, like with like it was bad.
I might have missed that one. I would be pervert of the week though, according to you, Mintzy.
Hey man, look, I don't know.
Yeah. Are you a pervert?
Yeah.
I'm not a
I owe you a lot more than that after all the hell you put me through on my way out of the office. I'm still
It's all in good fun. And then NFL draft tonight. We have our NENEFEL draft show tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, airing everywhere across Barstool. We got, and that's why you're here, Megan. Mintzy, I assume that along with the 10K, which we'll talk about. But definitely tune in tonight for our NFL draft show coverage. Still pretty up in the air. Like usually by now we pretty much know who's going number 1. Still not totally clear. CJ Stroud has had his stock dropping because of a low S2 test score, which is kind of like the new Wonderlic. Reports were out yesterday that Will Levis was telling his friends and family that he was going number 1. He's then denied those rumors. I think Bryce Young is maybe the favorite right now.
Yeah, he's minus 1250. He's a heavy favorite on the sports book. I feel like there's smoke on the one thing, but I mean, I think Bryce Young's the 1 pick, and this thing starts at 2.
I would agree with that as well.
I feel like to me, and this is just, again, as Megan was saying earlier, these are things I want to happen. CJ Stroud strikes me as a Panther. Something about him strikes me as a Panther, and Bryce Young strikes me as a Texan. That's just how I view it in my head. I'm not sure if teams are going to take that into
uniforms
account tonight.
in your head.
What?
You already put the uniforms on them in your head?
Yeah, CJ Stroud just feels like a Panther to me. Bryce Young feels like a Texan. I don't know if they're going to take that into account, but that's sort of how I would like to see it unfold.
Well, if you'd like to see it like that, I believe CJ Stroud is plus 2,500 on the Barstool Sports book to be the 1 pick to go to the Panthers. So you could get a nice return on your investment if you're envisioning that into the air.
So where do you guys think the Texans go to then?
They keep saying that I'm starting to think they're going to take Will Anderson from Bama, the edge rusher, even though they don't have a quarterback. So, I mean, you think in theory they have to take a QB, but I don't know if I keep hearing they don't like any.
Yeah, I think that they should get a quarterback, but I'm with Mintzy. I've been hearing other news traveling around the draft days. I feel like it's a big gossip circle. I'm telling you, I know you love gossip.
I hate
rumors
gossip.
being passed around.
I hate gossip, and I hate to see infighting. And
Tommy, it is also Thursday. Do we have any Thursday thoughts today?
No, not all. I'll try to think of something, but not right now. I mean, as of now, I'm off the thinking market. Let's talk about Mintzy now. I just realized you're wearing those sunglasses.
Yeah, these are ones I wore in the race, and they got thrown to me on Pick Central, and I was told I needed to keep wearing them. So
no, I did notice that immediately. But you are 3 years sober today, so congratulations on that.
3 years no alcohol today. Big day. Excited. It's crazy because I was talking about it earlier, but like 3 years ago, I was just unemployed, playing online poker in Oxford, Mississippi during COVID, just getting drunk every night with Playboy Marty, and it's just kind of surreal looking back on the last 3 years since. go from that to ESPN Baton Rouge to here and all the good stuff that keeps happening. And, I feel like yesterday the race was obviously a big byproduct of that too, but it just keeps building. It's exciting. It's, I just feel like keep waiting for stuff to like tail off, but it just doesn't. It just keeps building and going up and up and up.
You're an avalanche. Let's talk about the Mintzy.
I still miss like a glass of wine at a nice dinner, like a steakhouse or a nice Italian meal, but like the rest of it's fine. I don't miss drinking beer or whiskey at football games or any of that stuff. And I'd never say never, but I still am a ways away.
I mean, 3 years sober, I feel like we should celebrate with a drink.
Again, I got a sparkling water here. I know High Noon, drink a High Noon for me.
Celebrate.
I will say this, if I still did drink, I know I would love High Noon and never would disparage anything about them if I still drank. I know that.
Yeah, you stopped drinking probably just around when High Noon got hot, right?
Yeah. I was only trying to quit for 3 months for health, which was interesting. It wasn't like I thought I had a problem. I was just a few days a week. And but just all this stuff happened in my life where it seemed like my life was better without it.
And then your 10K. You silenced the haters yesterday, run the 10K in under an hour. What was the exact
It was 57 minutes, 41
57?
seconds. But I just want to say this out loud on the rundown. Stu Feiner, suck it. Came on, called me a fat piece of shit. Just went nuts, said I'm a failure to my family and I shouldn't be able to look at them. I mean, because he really called me out because I ran a 60-minute, 35-second 10K in New Orleans and missed the time by 35 seconds when there was 10,000 freaking people out there on the course. And Stu told me, like, I shouldn't be able to even face my family and what a disgrace I am. So, Stu, suck it. What are you saying now? I mean, he had to come back and eat it last night. And honestly, I could have walked around the office. I mean, Spider kind of had faith. And that was like it yesterday. Nobody thought I was getting it done. I did get a big break. Big shout out to the Yak crew, by the way. I thought the production yesterday was insane. Stanko was literally running around the whole 10K with a freaking camera on his right shoulder. He said his shoulder was numb after it. I mean, the level of dedication was just blew me away. But, it was one of my favorite days of Barstool yesterday. And especially, I don't know if we have the video of me down the back stretch where I looked like Usain Bolt. I think that was the fastest I've ever run in my entire life, Tommy.
Yeah, it was. Quigs made a very funny edit with like the police scanner going over it. Was that just like the end sprint? Was that was just like for the people? Like that was just like
I usually do sprint. I try to always go really hard at the end just to have runs. But the big thing with yesterday was strategy wise. Okay, I knew I had 59 minutes at 6.2 miles. The race was going to be won the first 3 miles, and that's what got me in New Orleans. I kept having to try to pass people up. But I came out, I ran like an 8:10 first mile, which was crazy. I didn't realize I was even doing it. But then I was at 26:20 after 3 miles. And I was like, oh, man. Once I saw that, I had 30, I almost had 33 minutes the last 3.2. And so, by setting that pace, I knew I could run like a 9:45 or 10 the last 3 miles and still be good. And I still had energy left in the tank, mile 5, mile 6, which I didn't in New Orleans. I think maybe it's the lack of humidity. But I always gassed at the end, and I knew I really wanted to do it to put on a show for the Yak. And, that was cool, man. And just the Yak and the positivity. I mean, everybody was so fired up. Even seeing Brandon Walker fired up for me. That'll be the day. I just thought it was – there was just no negative. And Big Cat and PFT gave $17K to Hawks for the cause. And, the Yak had 17,000 live viewers watching it. It's freaking crazy. So it kind of – Tommy, Barstool's a funny thing. And obviously you know more than anyone, but – nothing could have worked out better than me barely missing it the first time to set up the redemption angle. And, that's the fastest 10K I've ever run. I'm a 5'10", 256-pound man. I thought that was definitely one of my better athletic accomplishments, and I'm going to enjoy it for a while.
Yeah.
Hell of a job, Mintzy. We're all very proud of you.
And everybody, like I said, just the amount of hate. I could spend freaking 3 years going through Twitter. Like Big Cat always tweets when people hate on his bets and he trolls them. I could literally spend 12 hours going through all the negative stuff that's been said about me the last few months. So I hope enjoy watching so many people eat it publicly.
Keep the receipts. Keep the receipts. Shove it in their faces.
Hell yeah. Great day.
All right. Again, NFL draft show tonight, 8 p.m. Tune in for the best draft coverage on the internet in the world. You guys got anything else?
Looking forward to the draft show.
Happy to be here with you guys.
Megan getting ready to move to Chicago. You excited?
I'm very excited. Super excited to be in the office 5 days a week. Super excited about the draft night. All of the people in the building. Maybe some special guest appearances. I'm excited for tonight, and hopefully y'all will all be watching, and make sure we do a good job.
Yeah. Tune in 8 p.m. Thursday, April 27th. Oh, so today's the 27th, April 27th. So then I guess, okay, so that means my birthday is in 2 days, I guess.
And so I just saw a tweet.
That means my birthday is, I guess, on Saturday.
Stu Feiner
just for those
tweeted,
wondering at home.
It's like Stu
Happy
Feiner,
early
ESP,
birthday,
ESP.
Thank you.
He just tweeted at me, "Well done, fat boy." So there you go.
If you have another party
that's
like
Stu
you did
just giving
last
you
year,
tough loving.
if you have another party like you did last year, like where you have your own like acapella music, I would love to be invited. Just
That actually wasn't even a birthday party. That was just a summer friendship.
That was just a regular party. The party of the
That was
year.
just a
Sounds like a social.
Yeah, that was
it was a banger.
Mintzy, I mean, when you ate that fast banana, the people went fucking nuts. All right, that's it. NFL draft show. Drink high noon. My birthday's on Saturday. See you guys.
Follow it. Wake up, Mintzy.